Hello, David. Welcome
Hello.
to Vilnius University.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. It's like super interesting.
Tutors must ensure that AI tools and digital resources used in tutoring sessions are accessible to all the students, including those with disabilities. How can AI-based tutoring systems can be designed to ensure accessibility for students with special needs and abilities? And what specific accommodations should be prioritized to promote equal participation?
Yeah, so probably I will start like from all the education systems. So right now, education system is not really equal for everyone. It's like different with people with disabilities going in different universities or schools. So I think like one of the problems that AI is solving right now, especially large language models, is like helping people to have like same level of education for everyone. So especially with disabilities, people don't always can use like computer or have like visual disabilities, cannot see. So this is I think AI was helping you to adjust your like user interface, how you like communicate with computer, and especially like these tutors using like text, audio, and even like the brain waves, which is like newest technology that help people with disabilities learn new things and control computer like as other students is doing. So I think like AI right now at this moment is like very increasing in advanced like AI agents or like AI tutoring uh, systems that help students to be like same no matter what disabilities you have, and give you like more knowledge about different things, and you can interact with computer very easily.
That sounds promising.
Yeah, it's definitely very promising technology, and I think more and more startups in that tech like start doing like AI tutoring. So I'm really waiting then like universities and like the bigger project will start also going into that direction, that they understand that okay, AI tutors could be like very valuable for students on the different levels, and also like students with disabilities to learn from like the best experts.
That's really promising. But tutors should be also mindful about the potential biases that may exist in AI algorithms or tools. So, what strategies can educators or tutors use to identify and address those potential biases in the AI algorithms?
Yeah, I recently talked like I did keynote like about AI agents and social interaction with different peoples in like Glasgow last week. So there was like very interesting talk like how universities like adapting like avatars and AI agents to basically communicate like with the student, help them. And like one of the very interesting like aspect they show that if you give like the system for the students and give them the task like that they should identify the bias, so this could also improve like the system, but also like help students understand what is the bias, because right now it's like super hard, like in general like people and everyone is like biased. We expect some things for like specific like group and don't expect this for other groups. So I think like if we're giving like the student the tools and saying, oh, please identify what bias it could do and what have like, especially if you're creating like tutors for like psychology students. So like one of the university research from like Holland was like, especially for that they create avatar to interact like with psychology students to help them to prepare like for like interacting with patients, because patients have different problems, and if they could identify what problem the patient has, so you can like simulate these different scenarios and help students to be like aware that bias is like real in the world. And in that case I'm from like tech side, so for me it's like very important that someone identified that this is the bias, that we can improve like these systems.
How can AI-based tutoring systems help tutors adapt their methods to meet the diverse learning styles, strengths, and challenges of students, especially those from marginalized groups?
Yeah, so I think like what I said like previously also, like the system is like very different. Like people from like not the city maybe don't really have like that much opportunities, and especially from like the countries that underdeveloped in Africa, that they don't have like very good universities or schools. We can basically like equal like learning levels from like a high school like very good schools, an example in like US, with like the same schools in like underdeveloped countries. So I think what AI could do is like personalize your like learning style and understand for like high achievers, and AI could challenge the challenge more of them, and for like these people and students that's struggling, they can optimize like the learning styles and find the different ways how to find like these strengths for students. Maybe they're not very good in like languages, but they're very good in physics. So AI could like see this like pattern and like find like, okay, maybe this person could be very good physicist. So I think right now we like still struggling this like in the education system to find like each student like these strengths that we can basically give them more, that they become like the world renowned like scientists or like authors. So I think AI eventually, this is I think main thing for AI tutors, that AI tutor could help you to see like what like teachers and professors is hard to see because they have like hundreds or 30 students, so they cannot like specialize like learning style for everyone. So I think AI will help us achieve that, and we have like more students that interesting in like in science and in general in education.
And there is an interesting aspect, and we understand that tutors should be sensitive to the cultural backgrounds and experience of his students. They should foster, of course, inclusive tutoring environment where all students feel valued and respected, regardless of the cultural or ethnic background. So what role do cultural competence and inclusivity play in the AI-driven tutoring system? And how can tutors foster a culturally responsive learning environment using those?
So one of the biggest bias right now in AI is like language barrier. So we have like 7,000 languages in the world. Only 17% of people know English in general, not even like the native speaker. Native speakers still like very small percentage, and all these systems created on English language. So I was like one is like initiative to help like these smaller languages to be like also represented in the world, and the tutoring like one of the communication for this language. So I think like, and especially when we start like this project, we don't really understand like how many different languages and cultures. Like language is very easy. We take like the huge data set, we like translate in different languages, and then we understand that, okay, like in example, one specific phrase in English translated to Arabic, it could be like mean culture very different and offensive. So you need like the additional people that could check everyone that like from context side would be like not offensive at all, and we can use it this, because right now most of like the OpenAI and other like companies that's like just putting everything what they have, and there's like the system has a lot of the bias, like especially like not only like this famous like gender bias, but like the language bias is like still very high, because if you don't really know English that well, it's very hard for you to use technology. And if you don't use technology, then like developed countries going like, and this is like coming like this gap between underdeveloped countries and developed going bigger. So the project like main purpose was like to how to like minimize this like the bias of languages, and help like the students or like the governments to have like the same system that developed countries has.
Thank you very much. What are some examples of AI tools what have successfully promoted fairness and equity in education? Do you give?
Probably like one of the most well-known is Khan Academy. Like they have like right now this AI tutor like based on OpenAI language models to help like different students adjust their like learning styles, what they're interesting. Then they're like for smaller kids, there's like a real like this specifically it's like Synthesia tutor. So it's like only on math, and like from the first to I think 5th grade, and is doing like interactive learning, like showing you different images, how it's changing, and like attract kids to learn math basically, because if you start from like young age, it's like very easy to like don't have a gaps in your like in the upper classes, and really love math, because everyone needs mathematicians at some point, especially in technology. So if we start learning kids like from the young age, and they're interested in math, we can have like so these like I think two systems that like coming to my head like that's really changing this, and like it's right now like on edtech side like more like this like kind of business and like the parents is like the buying these subscriptions for kids that they learn, not like scrolling on social media, but they want like to change like okay how we can take like social media aspects and put in like something into learning that it will also be like super engaging for kids and they learn something. So yeah.
That's great. So what are the key features should tutor look when selecting AI resources to ensure that inclusivity and
Yeah. So first of all, I will always remind like the teachers or like professors or like to try themselves to like how to adjust their like learning systems and curriculum they have. Then I will check like these specific ones. Is there's language in different languages, because if you have like different students, then if there's like accessibility for like people, an example of some disabilities, that would be like also text that you can like chat with like tutor, also like talk with the tutor, because then you have like broader audience basically that you can have your lectures. So I think these two most important. First, you need to try it, then adjust your learning system. First of all, like as a professor or teacher, and after that, try to show in the class lecture how to use AI in general. That this is like the tools that we expect that you will use the tools, but maybe we'll adjust our like learning systems that you need like more to have more not like multiple choice questions, but like more like kind of reasoning why you need to solve this problem. Because I think with AI right now, most important thing to learn is how to solve the problems, not how to know how to calculate specific number or something like that, because there is a tools for that, or search some information. So I think like learning and education system will adapt to that, that we start to like engaging like more personalized learning, like what people really like, and show them how to solve problems in specific field, how to identify it, how to like split this problem in smaller problems, then like collect information, doing research, and then like deliver, I don't know, like research paper that also could do like, I don't know, in 10th grade if you want, so that showing them all the process that these skills would be like very useful in life.
Thank you. Of course. And tutors should actively engage in ongoing professional development to enhance their competencies and knowledge of inclusive tutoring practices. So what would be your insights on that? How important is ongoing professional development for tutors and for educators?
Yeah, I think it's very important. Like as students are learning, that's like professors also need to learn like with new technologies. So we start like with our AI association and education ministry. We start like this project called AI Library, basically to give like the tools, like these like small lectures for teachers that they can like engage in discussions in the like classrooms, basically with kids like between like 9 and 12th grade, like choosing the professions. So basically we want to show them like different perspective, like where the AI is using, where you can use the AI, how AI is like building like the games, what is the bias, why it's very important to be like ethical using like these tools. So I think learning is like very important, especially right now that everything is going like super fast. So if you want to have very good system and interactive learning, there's like millions of tools basically right now building specifically for like teachers and students to engage and have like very good experience with that. So I think don't afraid to use it, try it, experiment, and then see what's like working for you or what's not working, and then like going further and then like improving over time, and then I think you will have like the best results, and like students will be like super happy with that.
Thank you, David, for your opinion and brilliant insights. And that brings us to the end of this episode. We invite you to learn more about the ethical concerns surrounding AI and tutoring services in higher education by visiting our project website at www.hitsproject.eu. We look forward to having you join us to the next episode.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.